Hello. Before we start, I'd like to introduce myself in a way of telling you something about my background. I have been an ordained minister for close to 44 years. I've served in several capacities as a minister. As evangelist, associate pastor, teacher, and author. I'm the founder and president of the Onward for Christ Evangelistic Association, which is an IRS tax-exempt nonprofit organization since 1972. I hold an honorary Doctor of Biblical Theology for life accomplishment. I began this series because I saw the extreme need to share with people the message that they do not have to live their life in want and lack, even in this economy. It's written in Proverbs 22:7, "The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender." Did you know that God wants us to be debt-free? He does not want us to be enslaved to debt or be a debtor. I want to declare to you today that God would rather us be lenders than borrowers. In Psalm 37:25, it says, "I was young, and now I am old, yet I have never seen the righteous forsaken, or their children begging for bread." I want to explain that this series is a practical approach to the struggle of never having enough. And as a minister, I give you my opinion as to how I believe one can overcome lack and want. I also want you to know and please understand that I am not a psychologist or medical doctor, just a minister. And you should treat my advice as spiritual wisdom from an experienced minister who is also a father and grandfather. Welcome to Gateway Ministries, Breaking the Spirit of Poverty. Poverty can be broken. Poverty can be defeated. Gateway Ministry is an outreach of the Onward for Christ Evangelistic Association. In this series, Breaking the Spirit of Poverty, it's divided into 3 sections as we are: spirit, soul, and body. First, we'll deal with the spirit. This section deals with spiritual warfare against the strong man called poverty. Second, we'll deal with our soul, or our mind. This section deals with you, the way you think, believe, and your daily behaviors that may be contributing factors to your poverty. It also deals with how you spend your time, who you spend your time with, and what you feed your mind. Third, we'll deal with the body, keeping the body from destructive habits and addictions, learning temperance and moderation, and so on. The series also presents a balanced view on how to break and defeat the spirit of poverty in your life and to start to begin a life more fruitful and prosperous. It is my belief that most people, both Christian and non-Christian alike, need to take personal responsibility for their lives. You know, simply saying, "the devil made me do it," is not the answer or solution. It's important to remember that we do have 3 enemies in our lives: the devil, the world, and our own flesh. What you'll learn in section 1 of this series is that your lack and want in many cases is not your entire fault. Though we do take some responsibility, we must also realize that poverty has a spirit behind it, and he's a strong man's spirit. In section 1, I'll teach you what a strong man's spirit is and how to defeat it. And once you do, you will begin to experience financial freedom as never before. You'll learn that a strong man's spirit is given a specific assignment over a geographical area, or directly assigned to a person, persons, or sometimes an entire family. You know, you don't have to be very spiritual to recognize if a particular government, region, or city has a strong man over it. You see it every day. You see it on the news as they report about this or that particular government who represses their population or commits atrocities or genocide against their citizens, or who lets poverty run rampant and allows its people even starve to death. You also see the strong man at work as you drive by certain areas in your town, city, or state. Some areas are crime-ridden or drug havens for pushers and addicts, while other areas are filled with strip clubs and adult establishments, accompanied by, of course, prostitution. Other strongman spirits control gang activities or create gambling and alcohol addictions. The Bible is filled with examples of strongman spirits and who have different names and powers. And remember, they all answer to their commander-in-chief. His name is Satan. But we'll get into that in the full series. Now, the spirit of poverty has friends, or what I call tentacles, to it. When you order the full series, Breaking the Spirit of Poverty, I'll break down each one of those spirits, because you have to know your enemy before you can defeat him. But I'll give you these few. The spirit of poverty has tentacles such as doubt, fear, envy, lust, anger, rejection, slothfulness, and greed. And we'll get into that fully in Section 1. Now, what you'll learn in Section 2 of this series is about your mind, or also what is called the soul. We'll see in Lesson 2 what you think about yourself can cause your poverty, lack, and want. That changing the way you think will also change your behavior, and wealth will come to you. In this series, I'll give you 50 wisdom points. If you follow the wisdom points, you will discover that on the very first day you put them to practice, you will begin to see your life and circumstances changing for the better. In my wisdom points, you'll learn lots of secret gems to improve your life. Get out of debt, stay out of debt, and enjoy financial freedom. Now, what you'll learn in Section 3 of this series, it's about your body. Many times people are in poverty because they let their bodies control their behavior. It might be because they have some type of addiction, either with alcohol, drugs, gambling, overeating, being underactive, laziness, or whatever. Too much TV, we can just keep naming it. Bad habits and the lack of daily discipline also may cause someone's lack and want. Many times it does. We will also discuss many of the reasons why you experience lack and want, including your work ethics, the people you associate with, your spending habits, and your wants versus your needs, and many more. I believe when you order Breaking the Spirit of Poverty, you can say goodbye to never having enough and say hello to more than enough. You can experience financial freedom as never before. I hope and pray that this life-changing, delivering series, Breaking the Spirit of Poverty, will restore your life and give you the financial freedom you deserve and should be enjoying. So order the full series today for a one-time ministry gift of just $49. It's the best investment you'll ever make in your life, and it will help this ministry. And when you do, we'll send you a free gift t-shirt from our ministry. So don't delay, because your financial freedom awaits you.